Hey guys, what's going on? Premium Ghost here, and welcome to Survive the Nights Alpha 1.2. So, this video is going to be a quick guide on getting started. I'm going to give you 5 tips that are going to help you get off on the right foot so you can start surviving and thriving and survive the nights. So, the very first tip I have for you doesn't even have to do with any gameplay. It has to do with when you start and where you start. So, you never want to start playing Survive the Nights when it's not morning. So if you hit F on your keyboard, it's going to bring up your quick stats. As you can see on the far right over there, it has a time with a green bar next to it. If you log on and it's not morning or it's not evening, it's probably best to back out. You don't want to start in the middle of the night. I always highly suggest you log onto a server as the new morning's rolling around and you use that entire day to get on your feet. Because Survive the Nights takes advantage of the day-night cycle, if you're playing in the night, it's going to be much more difficult to survive. It's very dark, and you only have limited batteries when you start. So don't waste those batteries right off the bat by trying to survive in the night. Plus, zombies are more difficult, and it's going to be more difficult to find supplies. So just do yourself a favor, wait a couple minutes, log back on that server when it's morning, and it's going to be way easier for you to survive. Alright, on to our next tip. Alright, so here you are. The sun is rising. You just logged onto the server. It's morning. Because again, you never want to start playing in the evening or in the night. The very first thing you want to look for is you want to look for a campsite. Okay? You don't want to go and start looting the biggest town you find. You want to start with a small little campsite here. So go ahead, find a campsite or find a trail leading to one. And once you get to that campsite, go ahead and search the logs around the fire. Okay? That's going to be your first step. Search the piles behind the fire, behind the logs, and search the main logs, okay? After you've done that, you want to make sure you move over here to these scrap piles. Search these scrap piles, okay? It's going to give us some valuable supplies, okay? Last thing we're going to search is we're going to search the tent. So go ahead, search the tent, and if you see, I just got a whole bunch of clean rags. That's going to really help us in our survival. Next thing, take a look at the fire pit. Occasionally, you'll find some food right here. So there we go. I've got a can of pineapple. Going to go ahead and take that. Now with all of those supplies I've searched, I'm going to go ahead and open my crafting menu, and I'm going to make a club. Okay? So, wooden club, it's the first item, the first weapon you want to make. You want to make sure you have this before you go start looting anything else. Alright? After you've done that, we're going to look at the next couple of things we're going to craft. We are going to want to craft a sleeping bag. So, sleeping bag is going to require 3 clean rags. Well, guess what? I just got 3 clean rags when I searched my tent. So I'm good to go ahead and create this. It's going to take 5 seconds to create that. As soon as it's done, I'm going to go right into looking at my next item, which is going to be a canteen. So, go ahead and click this canteen, and you're going to craft it right away. Okay, you're going to craft that with 1 scrap metal. So that scrap I got from the scrap pile, well, there you go. If you go ahead and close out your inventory, you can equip your club. There you go. That is all the things you can get from just a starter camp. I now have a sleeping bag so I can safely log off the server. I have a club and I have a canteen. Keep in mind where these fires or locations are, because this is also how you're going to heal. So early game, one of the best things you can do is locate one of these campfires and remember where it is, so that after you get out of your looting spree, you can come back, you can spend the night at this fire, you can heal up, and you don't have to worry about where zombies are. Another little additional tip I want to throw out here for you guys right now is don't ever waste your flashlight. Don't ever waste your flashlight or headlamp, okay? You have limited batteries, you don't want to waste those. So only use them when you absolutely have to. Alright, our next thing is we're going to have to go get some food. So I guess it's time to head into town and start looting. I'll see you guys in 1 second. Alright guys, so here we are. Now we're going to talk about looting. You're going to want to loot small before you loot big. So if you see right here that we have a street sign. We have Sage Creek, which we can see buildings over that way. Or we have Black Rock. Right over here. Where do you think you want to start looting? Don't go right for the town. Go for the smaller loot first. So we're going to go ahead and head towards here. As you can see, there's just 2 houses. There's going to be less zombies. And there's probably going to be less players and a little more loot. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start looting. When you start looting, let the zombies come to you, okay? So I'm going to let this guy break that window, break that barrier. And then the second he tries to climb out, I'm going to hit him with that club we made. There we go. Obviously, there's more zombies around, so I'm going to move around the house, and I'm going to look for windows to draw them to. Looks like he got out that back door, so he's going to come for us from the side. Here we go. Perfect. Lots of zombies in this house, so we'll have to be prepared. Get the first hit on those zombies all the time. Don't let them start hitting you. There we go. Once all those zombies are killed, we're going to go ahead, check the last 2 windows because I hear someone still. Hey there, buddy. Get his attention and then start hitting him, okay? Let them come out the windows. They're going to get caught in that window and you're going to get a free hit. Once you get that free hit, search those bodies before you move inside and start looting. When you are looting, make sure you're checking everything. So look all the way around, look in the corners because this is where you're going to find a lot of ammo. When you're searching couches, search them to get clean rags. Look at that, I got lucky, I got a pistol. Now I'm going to have a pistol so when I go into town, I'll have a little extra protection and I won't have to rely on this club. Again, we'll check everything and then we're going to move towards the kitchen. Kitchen is one of the most important things you can loot because you have to find food, okay? So go ahead, check all of the cabinets, search through all of them and make sure there's not any food in there. Another thing we want to take advantage of immediately is we're going to want to come to this sink. We want to open our inventory, find our canteen here, and we want to immediately fill it, okay? So now we've got a canteen filled with dirty water. That's going to come into play later tonight when we get back to that fire, and we immediately want to boil that water, okay? So once again, I'm going to go ahead and loot all of this stuff, and then I'll see you guys in a second when we head towards the other house. Alright guys, so as you might have been able to tell from that last little tip there, sometimes the game isn't always going to go as planned. Sometimes you're going to die. Don't let death frustrate you. Don't be worried that you're not going to be able to find your stuff again, because you will be able to. When you die, the map is going to show you the location of the last lock you placed. So when you have your base and you lock a storage container, it's going to show you right where that base is, okay? So you can get back to your stuff and don't worry about it. As for death, it can be frustrating. I just lost a lot of good stuff, but keep in mind, I only played for about 5 minutes and I had all that stuff. I respawned and I already have a baseball bat, which is better than a wooden club, and more. So go ahead, don't let death frustrate you. Pick yourself up, get right back into the game, okay? There's so much this game has to offer, you can't be disappointed by death. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next tip. Alright, so the next tip here, guys, is obviously you don't want to die. This is a survival game. It completely defeats the point. And I'm going to show you one of the best strategies to make sure you don't die. Okay? So, when you are entering a big town, because remember you're going to loot from smallest to largest, now when we start entering a big town, you never want to bite off more than you can chew. Okay? So don't run down the main street shooting your gun, shooting at zombies. That's going to draw a lot of attention. It's best to be stealthy and survive the night. As you guys saw earlier, even if you're good at this game and you can fight zombies, when you have multiple zombies attacking you right now, it's hard to fight them off, okay? So don't bite off more than you can chew. Go ahead and take one fight at a time. Again, always have an escape plan. As you can see, I always leave this back area here open, so I'll have a little place to run, get some space between me and zombies, okay? Clear into the town center as you go. So don't just start in the very middle with that gas station you can see over there. Yes, gas stations have phenomenal loot. You can get batteries, you can get maps, you can get compasses. But don't start in the middle of town and leave everything around you uncleared, because if something does go wrong and you have to run out of that town, you're going to have a lot of zombies following you. Unless you have a vehicle, getting away from them is going to be insanely difficult, probably even death-inducing. So, there's tip number 4. I've got one more to show you guys before the end of this video. So go ahead and stick with me. Survive those zombies. Don't die like I did. Don't have a whole horde following you, alright? So we'll see you guys in just 1 second. Wait a minute, doesn't this scene look familiar? Well, it probably should, because this is the campfire and campsite we started at the very beginning of the day. So, I went halfway across the map, I found my stuff, and I came back here just so I can show you guys what's going on here. So, you'll want to get back to your campsite in mid-afternoon. Don't wait until very night to get here. Like I said, it gets super dark and it's hard to find. So go ahead, get back here early afternoon, light a fire, and you've got to get started on a couple things. So if you open your inventory, you're going to see some stuff right off the bat. So if we take a look over here at our stats bar, as you can see, we have 100 health, we have 2,000 calories, we've got full hydration. So as you can see, we've got full health, full calories, okay? The last tip for you guys is don't waste your food. Don't waste your calories. Food is super hard to come by early game, especially if you don't have a can opener to open these cans. So don't waste the foods you do have by just eating, okay? You'll want to make sure that you have enough calories that your health will not decrease. So as you can see here, overall health will increase in the morning. That's because I have 2,000 calories out of 2,000 calories. Every morning that calorie counter is going to reset and it's going to turn back to a 0. If you don't fill that calorie bar up enough during the day, your health will decrease. You will lose about 5 health. There is a certain sweet spot you want to make sure you hit where you will not lose health and you will not gain health. Early game, the biggest thing you can do to help your survival is not to waste those calories, okay? So only eat when you need to make sure you're where you're at. Alright? Other than that, guys, that's going to be the survival guide. Little 5 tips there, help you out. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like on the video. And if you enjoyed it and would like to see more, subscribe, because I will definitely be posting more Survive the Night videos, gameplay, and tutorials. Alright, guys, until next time.